Hello, and welcome back to Life, Love, and Jesus. As we are going through God's Word this year chronologically, we are in the book of Genesis, and today we are in chapters 46 and 47, continuing the story of Joseph. Yesterday we finished chapter 45, where Joseph revealed himself to his brothers after they had come down to Egypt to buy grain and proven to Joseph that their hearts had changed, that they were no longer the wicked men who had sold him into slavery. And so in chapter 46, the brothers had gone home and told Jacob, Joseph's alive in Egypt. We are moving to Egypt. And so at the beginning of chapter 46, I love this. Jacob knows Joseph's in Egypt. He's excited about seeing him, but he doesn't go right away. What he does instead is he came to Beersheba, verse 1, and he offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. He went and he worshiped the Lord, and he prayed about this decision, this journey. And then God answers him in visions of the night, and he says, Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. And Jacob answers and says, Here I am. Then God says, I am God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you a great nation there. I myself will go down with you to Egypt, and I will also bring you up again, and Joseph's hand shall close your eyes. Joseph will be there when you die. So God is saying, it's okay, Jacob. This is the plan. I know your grandfather went down to Egypt, and he was not supposed to, and that didn't turn out well. I know you have been called to the land of Canaan, and that land has been promised to you. But right now, the plan is to go to Egypt, and I am going with you. You're not going alone, and the promise still stands. So I love that chapter 46 starts out that way. Jacob wants to see Joseph, but he stops and he worships the Lord, and he prays, and he asks God's blessing on this decision. So throughout the rest of chapter 46, then we see the family goes on down to Egypt, and all of the family, and names all the sons of Jacob, or the sons of Israel, and all those who go down. And it says at the end, counting Joseph and his sons who were already in Egypt, all the persons of the house of Jacob who came into Egypt were 70. 70 people went down to Egypt. And we know that there were more than 1 million that came out 400 years later. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So 70 went down, and Jacob and Joseph are reunited. And then in chapter 47, Joseph tells his brothers, when you meet Pharaoh, tell him you are herders, because Egyptians don't like sheep herders and goat herders, and ask him for permission to settle in the land of Goshen, and that will be great for you, and you'll be away from the Egyptian who don't like all those sheep. And so that's what they did, and they settled in Goshen, and Joseph took care of his entire family throughout the famine, including, of course, his father, Jacob. So that's the content, and now we get to our 3 questions that we're asking all year long. What do I learn about God? What do I learn about myself? And what do I need to obey or change in my life because of what I have learned in God's Word today? And as always, I encourage you to keep a journal. Answer these questions for yourself. My answers aren't going to do you any good, just like your answers would not do me any good. God works with us individually. He teaches us things that fit our time and our season of life, our needs, our weaknesses, our strengths. He knows us intimately. He knows exactly what we need to learn, what we need to obey, what we need to know. And so ask you those questions. Answer them yourself. Don't rely and look for my answers. But I do like to share at least one answer every day, just as an example, and I switch them up. And so today I am going to be sharing my answer to the third question: what do I need to obey or change in my life? And you might have been able to guess this just from the time I spent at the beginning of chapter 46. What I wrote down is that I need to be more deliberate and intentional about praying over my plans. Because sometimes God's plans are different. Sometimes they're the same. Sometimes they're exactly the same. Especially as I learn to walk with Him and draw closer to Him, His thoughts become my thoughts as I'm in His Word and letting it change me from the inside out. But sometimes my plans are not the same as His plans. And I need to be humble enough to say, God, these are my plans. I ask your blessing and favor on them. But if you've got different plans, show me what they are, and I will obey you. I will follow you. My plans don't matter. Your plans do. So I just need to be more intentional about praying over that. I've been working on it. Especially over the last, I'd say 5 or 6 years. But like all things, it's a work in progress, just like I am. Thank you for joining me as we continuing through God's Word. Share this video, like and subscribe. Let's spread God's Word to as many people as we can throughout this year as we get to know the God of the Word. God bless you. May you have a great day.